All right, Nick, let's talk about the Los Angeles Rams. If you're a fan of the team, you probably know what we're going to talk about at this point in time, but we're going to get into a story about Matt Stafford and his future with the organization here in just a moment. But Nick, defending Super Bowl champions, I think we're legally obligated to say that because they're the world champions of the NFL still, but this season hasn't gone quite the way they wanted it to. But I think there's a great news coming ahead for the Rams. But I want to ask everyone in the comments below, let us know. It is the holiday season. There's tons of traditions, whether they're football related or not. So let us know in the comments below, what is your favorite holiday tradition? But Nick, what do you got on Matt Stafford? What has he been up to? What's going on?
Yeah, so obviously he's been hurt. He's missed a lot of time this season. There were some rumors before the season that he had a lingering elbow problem. Then, of course, the concussion and eventually just set him down for the rest of the year. And they've gone with, a plethora of quarterbacks. Now it looks like it's going to be Baker Mayfield the rest of the way. But there is some good news on the quarterback position, Matthew Stafford front. This is according to the score.com. I'm just going to read from the report here. Los Angeles Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford doesn't intend to retire after the 2022 season. He said during an appearance on The Morning After with Kelly Stafford podcast. So shout out to his wife's podcast for going on that for breaking the news. Gotta love that. The 34-year-old quarterback endured multiple injuries this season, drawing speculation that he could decide to hang it up after the year. He had dealt with the elbow injury in 2022 as well as the concussion protocol twice, but according to this report and according to going on to his wife's podcast, he will not hang it up. And after everything we saw with Tom Brady and Giselle, the fact that he went on his wife and his wife seems to be on board with him, returning, of course, I think that's a good sign. It's an indication that he actually will return to Los Angeles Rams next year. And that's got to be a welcome sign for Rams fans, right? Because with Stafford healthy, with Cooper Kupp healthy, with Aaron Donald healthy, right? This is still a playoff team with Sean McVay running the offense. This is still a playoff team. It's still a good team. When they're beat up, the injuries they have, it's just been a tough year. But when they're healthy, when it looks like next year they will be, they're a playoff team. So obviously, I think a lot of Rams fans excited to hear this news. What's your take on Stafford returning to LA?
Well, there's one of two ways you can take it, Nick. There's the normal way that most people probably think, and it's that he went on to his wife's podcast, and everything was good. He's gonna run it back because he doesn't like how the season ended. And I don't think how many 40 or Rams fans like how this season has ended because they've been banged up at every single position all over the field. But there's also an interesting. You think there's like a possibility he went on his wife's podcast and like out of nowhere she's like, so Matt, are you going to go back next season? And he's like, yes. And then like she was caught completely off guard. I mean, there's a small way, you think about it that way. It'd be pretty funny if that's how it went.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance of that. But look, I mean, the guy obviously, there were rumors about him potentially retiring after winning the Super Bowl last year. And obviously, there were rumors with Donald. The fact that everybody came back after winning the championship last year, they didn't ride off to the sunset after winning the title. I think that means they want to keep playing football, the core of that team. Obviously, McVay had some rumors as well. So I don't see any reason why they would. Maybe if they had gone like 12-5 or whatever this season or won the division and just lost in a playoff game or something, maybe they would. I don't see Stafford wanting to go out like this, right? He wants to make a real run at it.
Yeah, there's no way. They're 4-10 at this point in time. They haven't done anything. Donald's been banged up. Cooper Kupp's been banged up. Tons of key positions all around. And they get Bobby Wagner now if they can lock him up long term. He seems to be like a tremendous asset to this team so far. There's other guys that have kind of been emerging in the receiving department. I'm sure that once Stafford gets back, he can distribute the ball to guys like Tutu Atwell, who's been really great. Jefferson has, kind of come into his own a little bit. Skowronek's kind of, been a little bit surprising in the gadgetiness, I guess, if that's a verb you could use, that he has been attributing to the team. So I think that this is a perfect example for Stafford of just exactly if everything can come together, they want to give it one more go when everybody's healthy for this next upcoming season.
Oh, sure. Especially when you go down this list. It's crazy when you look at the number of people they have on IR, right? Ashawn Robinson on the defensive side.
Mm-hmm.
They have Cooper Kupp, obviously, Allen Robinson. They have actually moved Ben Skowronek. I think he's done for the year now. Jacob Harris on IR, right? John Wolford's the backup quarterbacks missed some games. Chandler Brewer, one of the rotational guards on IR as well. So this is a team that's just been devastated by injuries. And as a roster that's so top heavy, they're built to have their stars have to play just because how they structured the roster. If Stafford if Cup first, I think was hurt, and then Stafford, I forget the order. I think actually Stafford was hurt first, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. When you have these guys kind of out for long periods of time, the roster just kind of falls apart because that's just how they operate. So getting these guys back healthy and ready to go next season, 2023, is a good sign. And I'm glad to see Matthew Stafford coming back because I don't want to see a guy who's had a really great career end on injuries. I want to see him go out and see if he can win another championship.